Hey everyone, Kane here, and in this video we're gonna talk about one of my, I suppose, core heroes on my field, named Virion. So, why is this hero one of my cores? The thing is, he doesn't take much to make decently tanky, and also doesn't take much to survive long, and also provide a lot of healing and buffs on my field. So the current build that I have on him adds a lot of damage reduction in the very beginning, and majority of the time the people I'm fighting, they're not going to be my core power. They're going to be either stronger or having incredibly proper builds to the point that not really anything would survive in the front line, or they would die in seconds. And gladiators, if you don't have very high gladiator research in terms of tier 13 to 16, like this one's, the gladiators are not going to survive as long. And Virion is like that. I kind of forgot the word, but he's pretty cheap to make, and he's actually one of the better things that can provide you buffs and survive for quite a while. So, damage reduction weapon makes him survive longer. Regeneration set on Virion kind of provides healing for the frontline or surrounding ally units. So essentially, I kind of make it for just that. It kind of helps the frontline heal up and survive longer. And the trinkets, first one is damage taken reduced by 20%. Sometimes he gets nuked in the very beginning, and if that happens, I can be pretty sad. So sort of thrown this on him just so he doesn't get happen to one shot it in the very beginning. And then I have Flawless Band of the Bishop. Now this one, when healed, 15% of the healing received is also passed on to nearby friendly units. So this will have to be paired with a few things. So I have Astrarian Fati. I have an artifact which buffs the frontline squads around him. It provides healing, it provides extra buffs like evade chance. I do believe I've seen magic damage mitigation. I've checked this artifact a very, very long time ago, and this artifact is always on my stall side, regardless of which race I'm playing. This is one of the better artifacts for the stall side. There is another banner, I think, one second, which also should probably be on the stall side as well. Valkyrie banner, yeah, this banner is also pretty beefy and can make your frontline last quite a bit longer, but this is mainly just for the healing purposes currently. So, the prism that I use on him is Divine Shield, increasing his max health, which helps out with the healing that he's receiving, grants him a shield and also damage reduction. Now, most of the time he's focused, and he's gonna get this damage reduction either in the very beginning or he's gonna get it a bit later, and it will last for quite a bit longer, and he can survive for quite a bit longer, which in terms means more healing for my frontline in terms of this and in terms of Band of the Bishop and stuff like that. So, stats. He kind of has almost 20 million health. Now, compared to quite a few other tanks or gladiators, Balrog, I don't have a proper prism on him for HP, so he has 15. One second. Where is he? Solaris has 25. Kitano is not yet 64. He would have 15 million as well and stuff like that. So to make gladiators tanky, um, you would have to have a proper high star artifact on them to make them incredibly tanky. Then you have to have proper prism on them to make them tanky. And Virion, you don't really require any of that or as much of that, right? Even before I got the prism, he was decent, and it says when Virion's health drops below 50%, he casts a light safeguard, mitigating the damage he takes by 95% for 23 seconds. And this is what makes him one of the better tanks for majority of the players. Now, I'm not talking super high or rather super late game or whatever, where you literally have everything decked out and stuff like that. This is a cheap version of a very, very tanky hero, which almost anyone can acquire. And with this one, you can actually put a lot of buffs, a lot of stuff on him, and he's gonna happen to survive. Though, do keep in mind, I think HP percent damages from Sylvani archers and Lich mages can actually kill him rather quickly, even through these shields. So the second ability is Lionheart's Blade. Now this, you probably would think that this 7,000 like healing to health heals like ass, right? Like nothing. But this particular one can heal incredible amounts. Like I think I've seen 10, 25, like even 50% sometimes. Not entirely sure what this affects, but he can heal from low percent HP to almost full or even full sometimes, depending on like healing received and all those kinds of things. So this skill should actually be left at 0, at least at level 1, and that I suppose will do at least some help on your field. Now, depending on which formation you play, you may want to check these abilities from human players in terms of Crusader Resurrection, Swordman Mastery, and stuff like that. I've never played human, so I cannot really help you in that regard. However, if you're playing any race which has humanoid units, such as Rakans, such as humans, such as Dwarf Deadeye, Sylvani Archers, you may want to level the Crusader Shield, because all of those human units, they can enter a morale boost. And if they enter morale boost, they take 10% reduced damage at level 2. At level 9, it's 45% reduced damage. So basically, even your archers during morale boosts become pretty friggin' tanky. And I believe this doesn't say whether it's physical or magic reduced damage, so it's 45% reduced damage to physical and magical from the looks of it. So, yeah, pretty good skill to raise if you're playing human as well. And I haven't maxed his ability points when I resetted him, so I don't have a lot of ability points to spend. And since at the moment I am Lich, I don't really need to invest into this particular ability. Potential, I'm just using the magic and command ones for the sake of raising these two stats. I want to reduce might a little bit more to add more stamina, or a little bit command and add more stamina. I want the stamina to be like 5.7 at least, so I have to sacrifice some heroes for the sake of that. And I don't really think stamina would actually like add him a lot of tankiness and stuff like that. It's really questionable. And tankiness, in a sense, can come from you exploding things a lot faster too. Now, hero masteries. What have I chosen on him? So, first things first, when Virion has less than 40% HP for the first time, damage received will be decreased by 50%. Now, sorry, this particular one actually assists him to survive a bit longer with those healings and stuff like that. And then I have another ability which I pair with him. It's the Holy Blessing. Within the first 30 seconds of the battle, Virion restores 5% health per second. Now, this particular one, I believe I have tested, and it affects the band of the Bishop as well. I do believe I had literally almost everything off of him, even the Astrarian Fati, and he was healing a decent amount with the Band of the Bishop. Now, I'm not sure whether or not it was fixed at some patch or not. I know it was actually working, so I kind of sticked with it for the while, and it also helps him to survive, providing other regeneration to the front line and stuff like that, while all the other damage reductions and whatever do help him survive and provide this to its full extent. Now, to showcase you a couple of fights in the dual tower that I had, some were losses, some were wins. I don't have a proper field at the moment. I'm missing a few core things which would make me to climb to like 4.3 thousand points rather quite easy. And it's not even just tier 15 or 16 research on mages. There is something else. Eventually I will touch that on a video as well. So, Let's check the damage. Valerie, incredible as always. Damage taken. Virion, not that much, but I do believe he was focused by Sizo or stuff like that. But he happened to make the four skeletons incredibly tanky. So healing done 300 million. So another fight. I believe this fight, my Valerie landed in the same row as his Rufio. So Valerie did nothing, and I lost. Four squads tanky as all hell. And then I have Virion 400 million. So going down, let's check a couple more. Oh, whoops. So damage taken. Yeah, I think I've plowed through this particular formation rather quite quickly. So no damage taken or healing received. Yeah, nothing much here. Basically, if I face a burst versus burst, I happen to kill them rather quickly, and there is like literally no healing involved. So as you can see, Virion did the most healing anyway. But this guy, have to give props to him. He's 8.6 million core, and he's or was pretty much at 4,100 points. So he does happen to play pretty well, especially as human though. So yeah, then I faced another lich. Yeah, no damage. Basically, it really depends who you're facing and how much damage like they're doing to you. So Solaris was the last thing alive. Virion took 10 million damage. Virion healed 200. Basically, majority of the time, if he does happen to survive, he ends up like healing incredible amounts, like comparing to quite a few stalker squads which don't have any buffs. You can literally see the differences. Like even Virion survived quite a bit here. Sorry. And he also healed 800 million. Now that is more than friggin' Azure Dragon with the Noble Blood. Like, I do believe my dragon survived for quite a long time. I think he was one of the last few things to die on my field. But look, the dragon heals a percent HP on these stalkers, and I do believe I have a decent healing received on stalkers. I have 44%, so I think I removed a couple of those covenants, but still 44%, like 1.5% healing per second. But still, Astrarian Fati and that Virion build happens to do something like this. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. Virion pretty much makes my stall side survive for quite a pretty much long time. If my burst dies, usually the stall side entirely collapses. But if my burst side breaks through or is breaking through, pretty much Virion just holds the stall side mostly just by himself. Now, of course, again, I have to remind you multiple times, this is just because you're not able to pretty much invest into gladiators and paladins that efficiently. If you want to, like, win PvP better, faster, and stuff like that, the current meta are mages. So for people like me, I don't have a lot of rushes. I don't have a lot of stuff to spare for gladiators. So the fact that I have tier 12 is already like a given. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. Hopefully this video was useful to you, and if it was, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.